Bad batteries. Let me tell you what.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah, I told the choir to dress in pastel, so very pastel. Rainbow pastel.
We'll try that again. This is going to be one of those days which we welcome into our lives. So, good morning, Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living, and what a beautiful spring day it is in the land of enchantment. Thank you for joining us here and online. I have a couple of reminders before we begin. So take a moment wherever you're at and put away your cell phones and or turn them on to mute or off so that they won't be a distraction and they won't distract you from the richness of our time together. Also, if you are joining on Facebook or YouTube, you can click on the icon for closed captioning, and that will help you if you are having trouble hearing our service. And now it is my pleasure to introduce or welcome the famous Susan Clark to lead us in our opening song.
Thank you, Lisa. All right. Happy Easter. So as you might remember, we hope you remember, and we hope you're spreading the word, Ricky Byers will be right here in concert on April 29th. That's a Saturday from 4 to 6 is the concert, and the next day she'll be doing a workshop here in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon. So in honor of that, Sherry suggested that we do give you an extra dose of Ricky this month. So here you go. Here's some Ricky to start out with. Here we go. Oh, I forgot something. Could you please stand? Oh, yeah. That just makes all the difference, doesn't it? See? Yeah. Take two. We'll edit that out. Here we go. I will meet you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will touch with my soul. I will touch you with my soul, soul to soul. Let us touch again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you silently, breath to breath. Let us breathe as one, and then may we more of who we are. I will touch you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us touch again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are.
Good morning. Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's dead. And here's
Okay, all right.
So all future speakers at the podium will be using the backup mic because the other one died.
Okay, am I live on this one yet?
You should be. Is he on?
Nope, that sounded like something. Can you hear me? Okay, not yet. Oh, here, wait.
It didn't stay on?
Here we go. That's it.
That's it.
Boy, All right, so happy Easter. Happy Easter. It's a day of new life and new beginnings, and clearly we're beginning everything anew right now. Woo! So welcome so much. We're happy that you're all here. What we do is we come together to transform our world with the power of love, and that goes from ourselves into the wider breadth of the world. And so just to sort of anchor that, I just want to acknowledge that there are so many people that make that happen quite literally in our service every morning. We have our tech team, which has been fearlessly at work this morning. We have our musical team and a choir, which has been fearlessly at work this morning. We have our bookstore folks who have already made the credit card machine work, so that's good. That's been a month of working. So we also have, I saw plates and bowls coming in. We have food for later. So it's a celebration, and it's a place where we all come together and contribute. So thank you, everyone, for that. And in particular, this morning, our practitioners are holding space. We have we have Teresa Greco holding vigil for us, virtually. We have Nancy Bowers, who will be leading us in our prayers. There we go. And we have Lisa Curry, who you already met, who is going to lead us in our... oh my gosh, everybody's so excited about everyone this morning. She'll be leading us in our vision and mission and readings for us this morning. So, without further ado, I would like Nancy to come forward and just anchor us in prayer, as she so does so well. Do we need to bring this other mic up?
Yes.
Okay. Just take that one out.
Can I do it here?
Yes. Go back to the other one.
That's good.
No, it's yours. No, you're good. You're good.
I'm good. Yes, I am good. We're all good. And so I breathe into this moment, knowing there is only goodness because there is only God. And as I breathe into this moment of remembrance, I allow that presence to move through me. And I allow myself to see how it moves through everyone else. For we are all the divine expressing. And on this beautiful Easter morning, as I recognize the renewal of life, this time when we come together to remember the truth of who we are, the truth of our innocence, I know that this time is just as it should be. I know that everyone here came to remember who they are and to see that truth in one another, that we might come to that place where all we see is love, where all we see is the truth of beingness, that in this moment, as in every moment, love is the answer, and it is always here. And anytime I fail to see it, I know that I've forgotten who I am, for I've forgotten that it is my responsibility to bring it. For it all comes from me, just as it all comes from you. And I know that this time together is just as it should be. For we hear the blessed words of Reverend Gill, awakening the part in our soul that demands that we start anew, that we begin with eyes that are fresh with love in every moment. And so knowing that this time together is perfect just as it is, I release this and I affirm the perfection of being by saying, And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for just anchoring us in this space this morning. So, for those of you who've been here many times and those of you who haven't been here, we just like to remind ourselves of what we're about. And so, apparently we're about very bright colors and movement. And that's part of it. And that's an acknowledgement of the first thing I like to say about New Thought, Ancient Wisdom, about Science of Mind, that we believe in one. There's only one. No matter how brightly it shows up, or how plainly it shows up, or how anything else. It's still just the one. And in fact, we also believe that our thoughts and our intentions are creative. So be aware of what's going on. And when you're thinking things that aren't quite on target, or maybe you realize aren't really the truth, just let them go. Realign. It's an opportunity. And as Nancy so eloquently puts it, everything is about love. It's called to love, or it's an expression of love. Period. That's it. That's all there is. And finally, in spite of your most intentional work, you are still whole, perfect, and complete. You can't get around it. So we know that's the truth of each one of us here. And so I'm grateful that each one is here and being with us this morning. Now, I want to welcome everyone who's perhaps been with us once or twice before. Is there anybody who's in the once or twice before category? We got some back here. All right. Welcome very much. Those are the brave people that come back, because as you've seen, we're a little nutty in here this morning. Anybody with us for the first time today, we want to welcome you.
I have a new name.
Okay, there we go. See? Have a new name.
So it's a new me. I'm remaking me. Spring end.
So there we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to bless everybody and just receive this blessing online. Please receive this blessing from us to you. And I want everybody to put their hands together, outstretch them, and repeat this. We see you.
We see you.
We know who you really are. You are the divine emanation of spirit.
You are the divine emanation of spirit.
We love you.
We love you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
And we thank God for you.
And we thank God.
Welcome to Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. Yay! And now we're going to anchor our vision and mission statement and hear our readings. That's you.
Please join me in reading our vision and mission statements. Vision, transforming our power with the love in action. Mission, loving all creation through spiritual growth and service, always staying true to our highest self. And it is my honor today to do the sacred readings. And since it's Easter, I thought it would be appropriate to I was trying to find something about the resurrection, and because to me that means rebirth and renewal. And that's very important for me right now because I just retired and I'm redefining my life and who I am. So what I did is I looked and I finally found something that I think will work, well, that I know will work, because here I am, right? And so I am going to read to you the definition of resurrection as defined in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. This is from page 554, and it's an excerpt, so I didn't want to read the whole thing. The power of the resurrection is the Christ. I am the resurrection and the life. And that is from Matthew 11:25. The resurrection is the lifting up of the whole man into Christ consciousness. The whole man is spirit, soul, and body. The resurrection lifts up all the faculties of mind until they conform to the absolute ideas of divine mind. And this renewal of the mind makes its complete transformation of the body so that every function works in divine order and every cell becomes incorruptible and immortal. The resurrection is an organic change that takes place daily in all who are conforming their lives to the regenerating truth of Jesus Christ. The resurrection takes place here and now, and in all who conform their lives to the spiritual law under which it works. Now I'd also like to add 2 short statements from the book, How to Change Your Life by Ernest Holmes. On page 144, every person is an incarnation of God. Since God is the universal spirit, the one and only mind, substance, power, and presence that exists, and since all people are individuals, it follows that each person is an individualized center of the consciousness of the one God. When Jesus said, "I and the Father are one, but my Father is greater than I," he was stating a mathematical proposition. Every person is an incarnation of God, but no single incarnation of God can exhaust the divine nature. And from page 156, the kingdom of God is not something we create, but not something we purchased, but something that we must realize. It is something we become inwardly aware of. There is perfection at the center of our beings. Thank you. And with that, I'll introduce the special music, which today is the RGCSL Choir.
Oh, don't they look great?
Can you come this way? Thank you.
So I'm so proud of everybody for making a commitment and rehearsing and doing your very best. It sounds marvelous, as you're about to hear. We're going to do a song by Jamie Lula and Gary Lynn Floyd. This is called In the Name of Love. In the Name of Love.
In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflowing us, decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one. In the name of love, when the day is done, we will sing this song all as one. In the name of love. In the name of love,
choir. We'll be back.
They're so nice and quiet coming off, aren't they? Oh, can you hear me now? Yes, okay, good. All right.
Probably roof.
That's okay. Thing's going to slide off of here. There we go. Oh, well, thank you for, that was about 6 weeks of work right there. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. In the name of love.
Yeah.
In the name of love. So thank you, Lisa, for offering that insight into the Easter story from a metaphysical perspective. Easter is a huge celebration in the Christian tradition, and it brings forth a lot of possibilities about what it's really about and what we can do with it. So I don't know if anyone paid any attention to the title that I offered for this week, but love is the thing, vulnerability is the way. So this month we've been talking about vulnerability, and so I was thinking about the whole Easter story and the whole concept in relation to this idea. And I realized that in order, it is so hard for him to be inconspicuous today. I realized that that the story of Easter, the story of the days leading up to Easter, is such a story about love. It's a story about someone who was able to love unconditionally in the face of everything that was wrong, in the face of being wrongly accused, in the face of just being persecuted, in the face of simply being hated. And yet, the response stayed in a space of non-judgment of the others, of knowing their truth, and knowing that this was whatever it was, that they were standing in their truth in that moment, and that there was an opportunity to be that love space. Well, how does one do that? You ever been in a place where people felt like they were at you or against you? It's really easy to just blow them off, right? Okay, maybe not. It's not so easy. It's not so easy to pretend or to push away those things that feel like they're maybe not accurate, they're not true, they're whatever. But I think the thing is that it goes back to that space of how do we do that? How do we find that ability? And it is the space of being vulnerable. It is the space of being vulnerable. I'd like to share this thought with you. It's love and vulnerability versus expectation and ego. Love and vulnerability versus expectation and ego. So what's the expectation? The expectation we have is what we hold, what we think we want to have happen, what we believe should happen, what we believe is going to happen. We believe people should treat us fairly. Do they? Yes. Sometimes. Sometimes maybe not. Certainly not fairly in my definition of fairly, maybe in theirs, but not in mine. Right? So my expectation becomes huge. And of course, our ego is there to protect us, to help us hold the space around ourselves, to help us show up in the world in a way that we come out okay. Well, that can sometimes get a little overbearing in certain situations. It's not uncommon for us to get dug in on something. What's the thing? You can you can be in a relationship or you can be right. Right? I mean, sometimes we dig into, nope, this is where it is. This is the line. I'm drawing the line right here because I have to protect this. If I don't do this, something else will happen. Something will put me in a place of vulnerability. I will be in that space where something could happen that I can't predict. I can't predict it. I don't know. In fact, not only do I not know, but I won't even necessarily have any idea what the outcome is going to be. I mean, I won't be able to see the reason why. Anybody get caught up in the whys? I'm a big why person. Well, why'd that happen? Who did that? What? Why? And I have to get reminded, it's not always mine to know the why or the how. It's to just allow. And that's where vulnerability comes in. When we allow for the world to unfold, when we allow for people around us to be who they are, and we accept them and love them, we put ourselves in a position of vulnerability. Because we feel vulnerable. We feel as if we don't know how to proceed forward. We don't know what's coming or why. I think it's interesting in the Easter story where Jesus willingly goes on this journey. In fact, he tells his disciples, don't fight it. He gets upset with his disciples when they try to protect him. What are they doing? Trying to be protective. They're loving this person that they love. And he's saying, no, that's not the way we love in the world, by lashing out. Hold the space, but don't do that. He stands in a room where people accuse him of being, and he simply says, that's what you say. You are the King of the Jews, as you say. He doesn't try to defend it. He doesn't try to change it. He doesn't try to fix it. He doesn't try to change their minds. He just stands in it. Now, obviously the story is a very, it's full of emotion and pain in some ways, because we see this what appears to be this horrible thing happen, that on Good Friday, Jesus ends up hanging on a cross. Now, talk about being able to stand in non-judgment, and what does he do when people insult him? He says, Father, forgive them. What a place to stand, in a place where we can honestly say, I love you, and I will hold you in that space. So we go from Good Friday and we go to Easter morning, and I think the beauty of the story is that there's something else happening. And within that short period of time, we get to see that there's a whole nother story emerging. The story is of when we stand in the place of love, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, there is room for new life. There is room for something new to happen. There is the possibility that I can find a way that I never saw. I never saw that way. I never even caught it in my vision. But there it is. There it is. And so we have this unique opportunity on this day to remind ourselves how in every moment, if the fullness of Spirit is constantly creating, in every moment, it's new. And it doesn't matter what's happened yesterday, this morning. Some of us have even a this morning we need to let go of. A yesterday, of 2 years ago, 10 years ago. That doesn't change the possibility that there's a bigger picture and that it's revealing itself now, and that if I am open to it, it can come. That new life is always there for me to embrace. Whew. So, when we want to step into that new life, we often have to release what's come before. We have to release it. Because it's in our heads, it's in our minds, it's in our psyche that we're hanging on to whatever this is. And that is this idea of the death of Jesus, of letting it all go. We have to die to that's come before it, to let it go, to no longer hang on to it. And so this idea of death makes it sound very permanent. And I think that's kind of the whole idea of the story, is to say, look how much is required, and yet look how much is gained. It's a both and. And in order for us to come to that place, we have to come to a place of loving ourselves and loving one another, being able to truly love without judgment. To be in that space. And that brings us to the point of vulnerability. So, on this spring Easter day in Albuquerque, or wherever we might be, are we ready to start again? Yes. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. We could do it again. We could start over. And it doesn't mean that nothing else matters. It just means the stuff we didn't really want, we can let go of. The stuff that didn't really serve us, we can let go of. And step into that renewal space. And allow for the magic, if you will, of what's going to come. The magic of Spirit showing up in its fullness. I think I limit God so much. I so much just want to, here's the line. That is not possible. And that is not true. And we witness it every day in our lives. We witness it in people around us when they are able to work through something. We witness it in opportunities that show up that we never expected. There's a constant showing of this to us. And so I just invite us to notice it and to be willing to be in a space of vulnerability that allows us to love enough to bring it forth. So, I have a thought. I am going to invite you, turn to someone, you're going to get to say something to them. You're going to repeat after me, okay? Vulnerability is my superpower. Can we say that? Yes. Tell somebody. Through it, I can love without judgment. I am loving myself right now. Now you can say to each other, I see you embracing your new life. So go and love without judgment. So let us rise from this Easter renewed and refreshed, and knowing that there is always the place for us to become again to new levels of understanding through vulnerability that allows us to love. So I'm going to invite us to anchor in prayer. I'm going to invite practitioners and ministers to surround the room, just to remind us of the way in which Spirit is constantly present, constantly surrounding, constantly holding, constantly blessing us. And so we take this moment right now to know that this idea of new life and new beginnings is not for other people. It's not just for those that have a special thing going on. It is for us. It is for each one of us. And as we embrace it, we are able to offer it to those around us. We're able to exhibit the possibility and bring others along. So I know that standing in this vulnerable place, this place where we have to release what we're hanging on to, that we are not being held back, that we are not simply focusing on ourselves. We are truly loving the world. So I know that Spirit is everywhere present, in each and every one of us, in all of us who are online, who are here in the room, who are out in the community. And that this Spirit is forever renewing itself as us. For there is more of that creativity and that beauty than we can imagine. There is nowhere we can get to where there's not something Spirit has in mind. So we take this moment right now, knowing that, to know that each one is blessed right where they are. To know that health and wholeness exists everywhere around us. To know that we are powerful beings when we stand in our vulnerability and our love. I'm knowing that each one stands in intentions of grace and beauty, that we stand in that place of always loving. And so from this place, I just give thanks for all of those who may be working through health challenges, all of those who are standing in a place of feeling like they don't know how to renew. They don't see the way out. We just stand with them and hold them and see the way for them as we see the way for us. That we trust in the possibility that's beyond our understanding. That we embrace the possibility for ourselves and for each other. And we hold that same truth for the areas in which people stand in conflict and anger and resentment. And we just stand and hold love there. So with that space of love, we give thanks. We give thanks for this possibility, for this renewal, for this reminder through Easter that nothing is stuck. Everything is moving in a direction to allow and expand and to grow. And so we embrace that in our world of nature around us and in our lives. And we allow it to be. And so it is. What you need.
Good morning, and I have two very quick announcements. One is that over the last 4 or 5 weeks, you've really helped us stabilize our hospitality ministry and our kitchen angels. We have one Sunday, happens to be my Sunday, the fourth Sunday of the month, where we need a couple volunteers to help us with cleanup and setup and all that stuff afterwards. There's a sign-up chart on the back there. Please sign, and we'll have a full hospitality kitchen angels ministry. Far more important, I'm in my third year serving as your board president, and we never actually told you the result of the matching gift. We did announce it in the newsletter this week. This has been my experience of this community. We put out a request. That request is not only heard and honored and fulfilled, but exceeded. And that's what happened with the matching gift. So we had a $5,000 opportunity. You not only met it, you went to about $7,500, $8,000. We're still not out of the woods yet, quite financially, but that really helped, and we are very, very grateful for that. Okay, so thank you.
So thank you, Mark. Our board president, everyone has been so generous in helping us to fulfill this, to move forward. And as I said earlier, we celebrate all of the time, all of the talent, all of the love that makes not only this place happen, but this ministry that allows us to move well beyond the walls here. And so I'm going to invite us to take a moment, and we're going to prepare to give from our abundance. And I think we're going to have a slide. Now, last week I tried to make it up, and then you all caught me in the middle with the slide. So I'm not going to do that this week. Oh, here it comes. See, look at that. There's room for newness right there. Well, what I'm going to... Oh, there it is. Okay, good. So what I'd like us to do is, whether we physically have our gift or we just knowing and holding in our hearts our gift, just hold it and realize our abundance. I am abundant. I give from my abundance. I am prosperous, and I give from my prosperity. I am blessed, and I give from my blessings. My blessings of spirit are abundant as the stars, and so I give and receive generously. So it is. So thank you so much. There are opportunities, I believe, well, maybe we don't have it. We have opportunities to give through texting. We have opportunities to give on the website. We have opportunities to give in person in the baskets. And if you'd like a different opportunity, let us know. We'll figure out how to make it happen. Okay. And Susan? Yep. I believe we're going to have the choir back, right?
We're going to have the choir back, yes. John Talon, Mike Hacker, Reverend Gill. Let's see if I can get all these names here. Marilyn Kirk, Lisa Kerr, and, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Kate McLearn, Pat Justice, Grace Woods, Cheryl Ray,
Yay.
Nancy Bowers, and
Yay.
Carol Ann Armijo. Did
Yay.
I get everybody? Yeah. And of course we have Scott Sweezy on percussion this morning, and behind me we have Shimon King, who's going to join us on trumpet on this song. This is a very old gospel tune, Feel free to clap and sing along. You'll get it. It's pretty easy. This song was actually written in 1915. That's how far back it goes. Bruce Springsteen has done it. Aretha Franklin has done it. And now the RGCSL choir is doing it for you. 1, 2, 1. Everybody ready? 2.
If I could, I surely would stand on the rock where Moses stood. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Mary wore 3 links of chain. On every link was Jesus' name. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. One of these nights about 12 o'clock, this whole world is gonna rock. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Moses stood on a Red Sea shore, smote the water with a 2x4. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Brothers and sisters, don't you cry. There'll be good times by and by. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
Oh, keep going, Shimon.
Yeah. Yeah. God gave Noah a rainbow sign. No more water but fire next time. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
Oh, one more time.
Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
You can breathe now. You can breathe now. Yeah. Thank you, choir. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I'll play them off. Oh, weren't they fabulous? Thank you.
All right. We got a tour booked already, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael Hacker, yeah, he's got 5 cities lined up. We're leaving on Tuesday.
Including Walla Walla.
So in that spirit, let us just be grateful for the gifts and the gifts we receive from the music and the gift we receive from just being in each other's presence. So bless these gifts which support this ministry, support our ability to be present physically in a building, our ability to be present online, virtually. And I just give thanks for each and every gift, knowing that it is given from a space of love and a space of trust and a space of givingness. And so we are grateful for all the prosperity this represents and all of the love this represents. And we give thanks for it and bless it. And so it is. So it is. And now I would like to invite Lisa forward to help us close out our service and take care of all the last bits.
Yes.
To the last bit. I wanted to remind everyone that many prayer treatments are offered by our practitioners after our celebration. You can recognize the practitioners by their purple stoles and come to the front of the sanctuary. And we are offering that service over in our prayer garden here. So just single out a practitioner, and let me tell you, they love to pray with you. And typically when you pray with a practitioner, you're presenting something that they also need prayer for. So it's like a double blessing. We love it. And so in addition to that, we invite you to use the prayer request box on the back table. Prayer request forms are inside the box, or beside the box, I'm sorry, and you will also find prayer request forms in the pockets of the chairs in front of you. If you are online, go to our website at Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living.org and click on prayer request at the top of the screen. Our practitioners are delighted to support your prayer requests throughout the week. What a joy that we have been able to celebrate together today. And don't forget that we have food in the social hall. So please join us. As Reverend Gill stated, we've seen people moving in all morning with big bunches of food. So we have a lot of food today, and it'll be great. And now, Dr. Norm Dawson will share our morning announcements.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
I just love those chocolate bunnies and marshmallow peeps.
We can tell.
Thank you, Reverend Gilbert, Gill, Olmsted. Love is the thing, vulnerability is the way. I remember that, and it's very fitting for today, so thank you. Boy, are we so blessed to have not only Susan with her magic musical ability, but pull together this entire group of people here for the commitment and the time they put into this. Thank you. I want to acknowledge a very special person, Reverend Martha Quintana. Yeah. Reverend Dr. Martha Quintana. She's the founder of Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living, so it's good to see you back.
Missed you.
Okay, we're very excited to share with you that we're going to be having Ricky Byers and Quinn Fontaine. Yes, he's going to be here. They're going to be here Saturday, April 29th from 4 to 6. Ricky is a concert Saturday from 4 to 6, and then Ricky and Quinn together are going to be doing an exuberant aging workshop Sunday.
No.
A sing play shop. Exuberant aging is with Marilyn.
Okay, yes, right. Anyway, they're going to be here the weekend of April 29th and the 30th.
Read your bulletin.
I just leave things out to see if you're paying attention. So get your tickets today, and all the information about tickets, you get combo tickets and special pricing if you go to the newsletter and the website and check all that stuff out. Plus, there's going to be VIP seating.
Yes.
Woo! All right. We're going to have 2 more workshops on exuberant aging, and that's being put together by Marilyn O'Leary. Where are you? She's not okay. Next week, it will be on April 15th, Saturday, from 1 to 4. She will be talking about listening, and I will be talking about hearing and the connection between hearing and dementia. So be sure you come to that if you want to find out how you can restore the cognition if you lose some hearing. So talk about that later. And the last workshop she's going to be heading up is Moving, Keep Moving, Physical Movement and Exuberant Aging with Carol Helms. So you can still get those for $40 a pop. So go online or talk to somebody in the back there. That's going to be Saturday from 1 to 4 on April 15th, and then the next one is going to be in May. There's going to be a special Spiritual Growth Opportunities meeting Monday, April 10th from 6:30 to 7 on Zoom. And that was a carryover from when Reverend Gill did the December workshop in December last year and asked everybody if you wanted to attend to that. So you should have gotten an announcement about that, but if you don't, go to the newsletter or go to the website and get the Zoom link for that. Monday from 6 to 8. A couple of Board of Trustee announcements are we're going to start the Hug-a-Buddy again. Remember that? We all get to have this little stuffed animal. The place is going to be filled with stuffed animals. And that's going to start next Sunday on the 16th through Sunday, May 28th. So what you can do is bring a brand new or gently used stuffed animals of all varieties, and we're going to donate these to 1 or 2 local agencies that can truly use them in the service of their clients. But we are seeking a couple of individuals to serve as points of contact. So be sure you talk to Mark Ayers about that between now and then. And a couple things about stuffed animals. Stuffed animals have been proven to help a child develop social skills and empathy. Studies have shown that kids who spend a lot of time holding a stuffed animal tend to feel calmer and more secure than those who don't. Well, I need to hold a stuffed animal more often. And the board is also pleased to announce that Hannah Dawson, who happens to be my daughter, recently became our interim tech director.
Yeah.
And she will be fulfilling her term on the board of trustees as vice president through the end of this year. So she's accepted that, and she's going to go for the rest of the year. So we're blessed to have her. You don't know this, but she's only 20-something years old, right? 26 or 7.
You just want to make people think you're young. That's what that's about.
Oh, okay. I'll go for that. All right, just a couple more here. The Compassion Ministries, appropriate title, Authenticity and Self-Acceptance. There are 5 self-acceptance exercises, so go to the newsletter and you'll see the link, and she's got all that stuff spelled out for you. Reoccurring events, I'm not going to mention those. I only do those in the first of the month, except the Board of Trustees meeting is this Tuesday, right? Okay. The community room with coffee and food is going to be after the service, even though it's Easter. We have so much food back there. We got German potatoes. Yeah, oh, it must have been we've got celeries with little cream cheese and tomatoes in them. We've got some stew back there. We've got some bread. I mean, we have a feast back there, and this is the reason why this community is really so special. We all get to go back there, sit down at the tables, enjoy the food, and you don't have to bring food, but if you do have favorite recipes, bring them back so we can all have a great social hour. And as Mark mentioned, he said, "All alone am I." Be sure you volunteer with him for a couple more team leaders. But thanks for everybody else for being team leaders and helping out with the Kitchen Angels. And I'm going to let the benediction happen, and that's all from me, live from New Mexico, Sunday morning announcements.
So I step into that place of gratitude, that place where I remember that love is all there is, and that the truth of finding that is through letting go of thinking that we need to change anything, allowing the vulnerability of just being to permeate our souls and bring us back to that place where we know that we can trust God 24/7. And that any idea that there is anything wrong is only our own misperception. For God is here and God is now. And I'm so grateful for this community that reminds me of the truth of who I am when I've forgotten. And the community that I can remember the truth of if they've forgotten. And so we all hold one another in that divine love, that space where we remember that it's all perfect just as it is, and that we can choose anew, that in our defenselessness, our safety lies, and in our love, our identities are found. And so knowing that it is perfect and that this day arises, takes us to that place where we remember that truth and feel that love and allow the joy and peace of God to rule our lives. I affirm this by saying, and so it is.
So how many of you know the song by Ricky Byers? Yeah, Mark, you can take that down. I'm going to do something else. Holy Way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy. How many people know it? Can you follow me? Kind of, sort of. We're not going to have words on the screen, but watch me. I'll do the best I can do. Which, as the choir knows, sometimes I don't quite get there, but my heart's in the right place. Please stand. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let my steps reveal a path of peace. Let my steps reveal a path of peace. Oh, let my steps reveal a path of peace. Let my steps reveal a path of peace. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me serve. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me love. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Sunday.